this is what we got to work with, and hopefully this will become a great studio/office. Thank you for watching on Must Build Something. So I wanted the desk to have no legs, and I wanted to be floating on the wall, following the contour of the wall. Here I'm trying to figure out where to start the herringbone pattern. Sometimes I find it easier just to try instead of calculating where to begin. If you like more content like this. Here I'm almost done with gluing all of the little pieces down. These are firewood you will use for starting fires. I'm thinking they were pieces that didn't make the cut as a floor. Don't ask, I don't know why. After rough cutting it, I'm using a router with a flush trim bit. Then it was time to get out the good old Ryobi saw. Always a pleasure and so satisfying. I mean, this might be double speed, but this thing is fast and make quick haste. When using this second grade wood, you'll always have some cavities or some cracks and stuff. And then it's good that we can always mix some sawdust with some PVA glue. It's plastic surgery for wood. For speakers, I bought these for $80 and desecrated them without even hearing them. I think the build quality is quite good for such a low cost speaker. Making the new front baffles and actually making the complete new enclosure. I need some quite thick front baffles for the speaker driver's rings. Should make the speakers resonant less too. Just always make the holes at least half a mil larger than you measure them, because trying to sand them large enough afterwards, that is a real nightmare. Here I'm trying to give the drivers some more space to breathe while removing some of the back. Then we are doing the classic glue up, 0 nails. I know it looks like a toilet roll, but this was the port that came with the speaker. And it had this little foam ring on the inside. You'll see it later. The speakers came with bi-amping terminals, so here I'm just converting them. Internal, the enclosure is the same volume as before, and the front baffle is the same width. Aesthetically, I wanted the speaker enclosures to be as close to the wall as possible, and naturally it makes them very shallow inside, and this is not good for the sound wave of the back of the cone. Will not have enough space to be absorbed, and it will come bouncing back at the cone, and this will distort the sound a little bit. The damping material helps, but there will always be some kind of compromise. I'm making an edge with a thin strip of oak on both the speakers and on the desk. This is an easy way to make an accurate cut without measuring. Perfetto. Making more strips for the edge. Love making these edges. It's the first time you get to see what the finished product is going to look like. I'm using a extensive amount of tape instead of clamps when gluing these on. Doing the plastic surgery trick again. And then the wood looks like it's in its 20s. Then the speaker boxes are ready to get fumed, so they get this dark, beautiful color. Exciting stuff. Now we just need the desk to get there. Make sure the oak strips is a little bigger than the cutout. This way you can sand it flush afterwards. These weird angle corners I usually just keep on cutting until they fit. Then you can just cut the axis off in the other end. Here the oak strips weren't long enough, so I made a miter joint. In my house there's brick walls everywhere, except for right here where there used to be a door. So it's perfect that there's a stud right where I needed it. I chose the wall mount so I can hide the cables completely, and also so I have the flexibility of getting the screen towards me or angled it as I like. Never seen a bit explode before. With these rubber pieces I can isolate the wall from the speaker and make a little room for cables behind it too. I wanted space behind the acoustic panels, And also I wanted to be able to take them down to change cables and whatnot. So that's why I'm gluing these on and then screwing the acoustic panels onto them. It might not look as nice, but it will give me some future proofing. I'm using the jigsaw upside down so I don't get any tear outs. They can get a little loose afterwards, so here I'm just gluing it up. This is going to be a shelf to round off the acoustic panel and also to double down as a LED light. Bought some flexible LED strip, so here I'm just making a groove that it can sit in. Couldn't figure out how to make a jig for this in an easy way, so decided to make it freehand. Quite nerve-wracking. I use a very firm grip on the router and moving it very slowly. I follow the little groove I made with the knife, making a shallow cut the first time and then going deeper and deeper. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Made this little oak piece to finish it off. This is going to be a hole for all the cables that runs beneath the table. Comes up just behind the amp and the PC so you can't see the cables. Cable hole. Finally, it's time for fuming all of the white oak. I made a little tent and we use it to conceal all the ammoniac in here for about 2 days. Just using a respirator, since this is quite dangerous work and can damage your lungs, so have that in mind. And the smell is as vicious as they come. But you gotta love the color. I ran a little test on the acoustic panels, but they wouldn't fume, so I had to stain them instead. So I stained them and then I gave them some polyurethane varnish afterwards. Time for sensual oil treatment. Just normal linseed oil, or aka Danish oil, and I am putting it on by the gallon. I usually like to treat the wood 4 times during the next half a year or so. I don't know if it's just me being a noob, but if I don't do it that much, I think the wood has tendency to rise a little bit, so it loses its softness when you touch it, like I clearly do. Time for assembly. And here my lovely wife is helping me with the table. It weighs a ton now. She has lifted everything from like concrete countertops to cars, you name it. She lifts it. Such a champion. Eddie Hall doesn't got shit on my wife. Table looking good. And here is the man, Screwmaster, they call him. He screws everything up all the time. This is a switch for the LEDs. There's a damper too on top of the shelf. It's gonna go into the acoustic panels. It's nice and snug and pushes just right in. And here I'm gluing in headphone jack and a mic jack and 4 USB 3 point something. It's nice to have those connections so close to the mouse and keyboard for a wireless connection. Using a lot of AC glue on the front and on the back side, and I put on some black sealant too. Gluing everything in place so nothing can get clamped on the back side when I install the panel. The flexible LEDs comes with these little clamps we just push in. Then the other side goes into this dimmer and a wall plug. I cut off the wall plug and connected it to the little switch that you saw earlier. Now I just push this cable down against the LEDs. It will hold it in place firmly, instead of gluing it so I can't change it out if it ever goes bad. The shelf is the first thing that goes on the wall. Here I'm just checking to see if it's level. I put little pieces of wood behind it to level it out. Then it was time to assemble the speakers. They have marked the plus terminals from the factory with a little bit of red paint. The tolerances for these cutouts here are very small, so I'm really happy that it all fitted well. And here's this weird little ring that was in the original speaker too. If anyone knows what it does, write it in the comment section below. Thanks. Making sure all the wires are in the right place and connected. Could have looked nice if there wasn't any visible screws, but I mean I need this to be able to go up and down if I need to change something out or maybe have a monitor more above the other one. It's always funny to assemble it and seeing it for the first time and see if it looks like how you imagine it. Every cable and wire comes out this little hole I made in the panel. Lining them up with a little AC glue. The glue tends to get a little white, so here I'm just using a marker. Not the easiest thing to do alone when you have these standoffs that you need to get in between. And thankfully all the cables were long enough. This is the amp for the speakers. It's an Aragon SA1. It has a well-working CEC, so it turns off and on when the PC turns on and off. And it looks really nice too, I think. It is not meant to be standing up like this, but I think it works. Connecting to the PC with an optical cable. We have a motherboard that supports this. Then I'm just connecting the audio jack and the mic jack, the USB-C hub, the power and the screen, and the external hard drive. Before I had the hard drive standing on the table, and it made it so much more noise than the complete PC with all of its 7 fans. So here I'm mounting it under the table in springs, and this make it completely silent. It does shake extensively though. And here it is, the finished product. The complete setup, no wires, the floating desk. I made a sign with "must build something" on it. It's made out of MDF and a little paint. For everyone still here, thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to do some setup stuff on your own. Here's a little overview so you can see everything going into it. Stay safe and hope to see you next time on Must Build Something.